Puedes Jugar Boxeo es presentado por Jair en los puños de los campeones desde 1930. Bruce, first of all, thanks for taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Nice. You have a great fight in a great event against Bernard Angelo. I truly believe it's going to be a huge event because it's going to be in the theater in the garden. I mean,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
So how's the feeling for you to be part of it? 10-0, you're growing and growing, but to be part of these kind of events, what's the meaning for you, dear friend?
Man, it feels great to always be able to perform in front of my fans in New York City. The hometown crowd is always the best crowd, obviously. But it feels great for me to be able to fight a contender, a fighter like this. He's 18-1, and it's just we're continuing to step up our competition, man. Our last outing before Jason Sanchez, and he was a good fighter. He fought a lot of different fighters. He fought Oscar Valdez and Zelfa Barrett, Christopher Diaz. Nobody's ever stopped him, and I'm the first one to stop him. And I'm using that momentum to go into this fight here, and a lot of people are actually like really hyped to see me fight again out back at home, especially after my last fight. So it means a lot. It's a big deal for me.
Definitely. When you talk about Jason, you talk about a warrior, and
Mm,
you show to the world that you are ready for the biggest challenge in your career.
mm.
So after the fight with Jason, you make a statement, right?
Yeah. I definitely feel like I made a statement, especially being I'm the first one to stop him, and how early I stopped him in the second round. My main goal was to go out there and make a statement. Jason Sanchez is a great fighter, though. Look, come on, he's a warrior, Mexican warrior, man. He's that's just something that Mexicans are known for, just blood and guts warrior. And I totally respect the guy, you know what I mean. But I had a plan that I had to follow through with, and I had to make sure that everybody have their eyes on me going into 2024.
Definitely. Now let's talk about a little about La Máquina, Bernard Angelo Torres. This
Mm,
guy has Philippine blood, and I believe is the biggest challenge of your career. So how can you
mm.
define Bernard Angelo, your next opponent?
Man, yeah, I agree with he should be my toughest opponent coming in. That's what a lot of people are saying out about Jason Sanchez as well. But
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Bernard Angelo Torres is be able to bring to the table. But his style is not something that I haven't seen before. This is something that we've definitely been preparing for, and I'm already ready to fight right now. Like I have plan A through Z, for this guy. And I can't really tell you my game plan, but we're gonna definitely apply it come February 16th.
Let's talk about something because maybe you don't remember, but I watched your pro debut in Vegas, the
Mm,
place that I live, and you fought against this guy when you pro debut, Cesar Cantu. But it happens
mhm.
that you fought in Tyson Fury Wilder. So do you believe that you have something special? Because it's not easy to say, hey, my pro debut, it was on Fury Wilder. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. I honestly, it's crazy too. Like that fight just so happened to be the best fight of the trilogy as well too.
Yeah.
Oh man, like that was such a blessing. I think about it like this: when I fought, when I had my pro debut, I was going through a lot mentally because I was supposed to go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
For that year, I was supposed to go to the Olympics earlier that year in July, and it was taken away from me. Unfortunately, that opportunity taken away from me because of COVID, and a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
things were going bad, man. And I was just so brokenhearted. But when I got the opportunity to have my pro debut and to fight on the Tyson Fury Wilder
Oh
3
my
card,
God.
I knew. I'm like, listen, I gotta put on a performance, and I gotta make everybody know, like, see, like, think, like, oh, who's this guy? Like, I know I needed to do that. So, man, but with that, yeah, like I definitely do believe that I have something special, and it's just something that I want to continue to just show the world, so everybody else can be a believer of Bruce Shushu Carrington.
Uh, when you mention shushu, first of all, why shushu?
Man, I wish I had a cool backstory and stuff like that, man. But it's honestly just a baby name. It's just a baby
Okay.
name that my parents called me and stuff like that. But it has an Egyptian meaning of the one who rises above all. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool. With the things that I've gone through in my life, I feel like it's pretty fitting. So, and it's catchy, it's unique. I definitely knew I needed to keep that nickname right there.
Beautiful. I can define you, and of course, you can define yourself better than me. But
Mhm,
you are super fast. You
thank
are
you.
a guy who have a boxing but power as well.
Mhm,
And the most important thing that I remember that night is that you are super nice. You are not like arrogant. You always happy and showing to the world that you are ready for the big opportunities. So
thank
that
you.
being said, your pro debut it was in Fury Wilder. But Shushu, have you ever dreamed about to be the main guy, Las Vegas, pay-per-view,
Mhm.
representing USA?
100%. That is the goal. I feel like that's the goal of any boxer. And if it's not the goal of any boxer, then I don't know what you're in this sport for. But for me, 100%, I plan on being main event, either if it's Vegas, New York, London, wherever it is. Like, yeah, I definitely plan on being the main event. This fight right here is gonna be my first fight on ESPN, televised and national television. So, we're stepping up. We're stepping up each and every fight, man. We're making progress. But yes, 100% to answer your question, I would love to headline my own card.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's talk about the main event. I truly believe that this matchmaking between Osheki Foster, who beats already in Cancun, by the way, a Mexican like the Rocky Hernandez, and he's gonna
Mm,
fight against a guy who has a Puerto Rican blood, like
mm,
Abraham Nova.
mm.
How can you define or describe the main event?
It's gonna be a great fight. I feel like both of them guys are strong.
Oh
Abraham
yeah,
can pack a
power.
punch. Abraham Nova can pack a punch. Oshaki Foster, obviously, he can also pack a punch. I feel like Oshaki, he's slightly more technical than Abraham Nova, but Abraham Nova's guts and will might be able to push Oshaki Foster back, make him uncomfortable. Because when Rocky Hernandez when he fought
Oh yeah,
Oshaki, he was winning that whole fight.
yeah.
And if the fight was able to go to the last bell, he would have won the fight. It's just Oshaki. Listen, it's boxing. Oshaki caught him with a good shot and got him, hurt. Rocky actually got him hurt after that too. But
Yeah.
Oshaki just had more in the tank to be able to get him up out of there, and it was a very impressive fight. But it's gonna be a real exciting fight. I believe that that headline right there is gonna be one to watch for sure.
Oh, definitely. Uh, I remember that I asked, like maybe 2, 3 years ago, actually during the pandemic, uh, in the fight of Oscar Valdez and Berchelt. So I
Mm,
asked Bob Arum, "Hey Bob, again the promoter of the year," and he told me,
mm.
"No, I'm the promoter of the century."
That's
So
right.
that's right.
That's right.
And I love Aaron, Bob Aaron, but how's the feeling to be work with the legend?
Man, it's the best feeling ever. I'm so happy to be a part of Top Rank. I'm so happy to be working with Bob Arum. And I didn't even know that Bob was from Brooklyn, New York,
Yeah,
up until I signed with him. And when he told me, I was like, get out of here. So now me and him got like this little like New York home, like, homeboy, kind of thing going on, you know what I mean? But yeah, like he and his company has transcended through time and adapted and evolved with trends and everything through time since they started. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to sign with Top Rank. Like it was like, especially with the icing on the cake was during COVID when they had the bubble. Man,
Ah,
it was like fights almost every weekend. It was fights
yeah.
almost every weekend. The fighters were getting so popular, like Xander Zayas, Edgar Berlanga,
Oh,
Jared Anderson. These guys became very popular during the bubble. So I'm just like, wow. And no other like promotional company was doing it like them. I was like, yeah, man, Top Rank, they're the best at it. They do what they need to do to get the fighters these fights. They have the best matchmaking. It was a no brainer.
yeah. You described this, and as a journalist, and I worked like for 8 years with Top Rank when I was in Univision at that point. So I truly believe that Bob Arum is the man. But let's talk about this. Uh, 126 pounds. You
Hmm.
know, in Mexico, we mentioned peso pluma, featherweight. So
Hmm.
you already know that there is a lot of Mexican talent, Ray Vargas, Luis Benaro Lopez, Rafael Divino Espinosa. So sooner or later, you're going to fight against a Mexican
Hmm.
champion.
Hmm.
So how can you define Mexican boxing?
Man, Mexican boxing, I mean, I would say it's real just mano a mano, blood and
Yeah.
guts warriors. You know what I mean? It's like these guys like so I really I love watching Mexican boxing because it's like most of the time you see that they are testing their opponent's will
Oh,
because
yeah.
their will is so high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like stand in the middle of the ring. Let's just duke it out. Phone booth type of fight, and I love that type of fighting. Man, I'm really familiar with Alberto Lopez. I
Yeah.
sparred like
You
plenty of
spar
rounds with
you
him.
you spar with him, right?
Plenty of rounds.
Yeah.
We have plenty of rounds together.
Nice.
Really interested to share the ring with him one day in the pros. But yeah, we sparred plenty of rounds together. I'm actually a fan of Rafael Espinoza ever
Oh,
since
yeah.
after he fought Robeisy Ramirez. I became a fan. I want to fight him as well too. Ray Vargas. I want to fight all of these guys. I would love
Nice.
to fight all these guys. I'm pretty confident, very confident in my inside game, and I would like to see how their inside games could match up to mine. But yeah, man, I like to I really how can I say love how they go will for will with their opponents, man. Like it's like that's real men fighting right there, real men
Yeah.
fighting right there. Like I like that a lot.
Beautiful. So before you invite all the fans, they don't want to miss your fight against Angelo. But please tell me, what is your favorite Mexican fighter ever, and what is your favorite American boxer ever? So
Mm-hmm.
let's start with Mexico, and then
Hmm.
share to us what is your American favorite fighter.
My favorite Mexican fighter
Yep.
is an unpopular opinion, and I also feel like he's underrated. Juan Marquez. Juan Marquez.
Nice. Nice.
Juan Manuel Marquez is my favorite uh Mexican boxer because he has great counters. He goes
Oh,
that like a lot of back and forth. His uppercuts and the inside.
yeah.
Like and then also like I love his fight with Juan Diaz. I
Oh,
love his
Baby Bull.
Yes, with
Baby
Baby
Bull.
Bull. I love
Yeah.
his fight with Katsides. Like
Mike
he
Tracy.
had all of these fights when like he was kind of like getting older and known as like the
Yeah.
older guy in the division, and he's like getting these guys out of there. Oh man, it was so satisfying to watch. And then when he got Pacquiao out of there, oh bro,
Uh,
like
Crazy.
amazing. It was amazing. Like he is my favorite Mexican fighter.
Yeah.
And then my favorite boxer of all time is Floyd Mayweather. Floyd
Nice.
Mayweather is someone that I pick a lot of his styles from and put into my style. Like I might do the shoulder roll here and there. I might, do little things, like even the footwork, some of his footwork I take from Floyd. I study how he plays the clock and know when to turn it up and take the round and when to fall back. And the guy is super smart. His IQ is like none I've ever seen in the sport of boxing. And yeah, he done paved the way for a lot of the new generation guys that's coming up to be able to do what they have to do and become their own boss throughout this whole boxing experience, man. Floyd
Yeah.
Mayweather is my favorite American fighter of all time.
So finally, thanks again for your time. February 16th, Madison Square Garden, the theater, Bob Adam, top rank, and great event. You're gonna fight against Bernard Angelo Torres. So please, Bruce, invite to the people. They don't want to miss your fight. And believe me, we need in boxing more people like you, like humble, happy. You're a gentleman, and I love the way you box. So invite the people, please.
Yes, yes. You guys can watch me on ESPN February 16th, Top Rank Boxing, man. I will be the opener of the Oshaki Foster versus Abraham Nova fight. And also, if you guys are gonna be in attendance, you guys can go to my Instagram, Bruce_Carrington. You hit the link in my bio, and you guys grab your ticket right there. You don't want to miss it.
Okay, let's do this in Spanish just to close. If you want to say, don't miss my fight, you need to say, no se pierdan.
No se pierdan.
Mi pelea.
Mi pelea.
So,
no se pierdan mi pelea.
Beautiful, beautiful. Bruce, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. I wish you the best, and I hope I can see you. And if not, I'm gonna cover from the distance. But I want to watch your fight. I promise.
Thank you, man. Teach me more Spanish. I gotta brush up my Spanish, man. I want to become more fluent. You gotta help me. You gotta help me out.
Okay, I can teach you. And what about my English? I believe it's super bad. My English.
Yeah, no. Your English is actually good. You have an accent, but your English is good. Your English is good.
And I love my accent, by the way.
Yes, keep it good.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
You too.